Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Wise Guys Sports Betting Show right here on the Picks and Parlays YouTube channel. And I'm Ross Benjamin, and I'm joined today by my fellow handicapper from picksandparlays.net, Mr. Sean Higgs. Sean, how are you today, my man?
We are not bad. Looking to rebound. I had not a good baseball day yesterday, Ross. But it's one day. I've had a nice season, and we'll just roll with it. That's all I could do. I got NBA playoffs. Had a nice NBA regular season in limited action. Hockey playoffs, again, winning season in hockey, although not as many plays. I think I have more baseball plays in 3 weeks than I do in NBA and hockey for the entire seasons. But again, we're finding winners. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
It's all that matters at the end of the day is putting our subscribers and our clients in the winner's circle. So, and that's exactly what we try to do on a daily basis. We're going to be talking baseball today on Tuesday, April 16th. Sean's going to be looking at the Yankees and the Blue Jays, and I'll be looking at the Padres and the Brewers, giving you our analysis and the free picks on both of those games. Before we get to that, Sean, tell the folks a little bit about what they could expect this week. I'm sure a lot of NBA playoff to talk about, NBA playoffs, I should say, plural. And you're a volume guy in Major League Baseball, so I'm sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, the subscribers out there and anybody viewing or any of your clients can expect a lot of baseball, I'm sure, this week as well.
Oh, absolutely. A 3-pack of baseball today. I'm going to have NBA for the real playoff games starting. We have the Heat and the Sixers, Pacers, Bucks, Dallas Clippers. So I got those already loaded in. I just got to put up a little package for sale. And hockey, again, hockey's going to be, I got to wait for this. I had a loser yesterday in hockey. Had a little puck line loser there, but that's fine. That just tells me I should have kept to my guns and not played this last week of the season. But we'll be ready to go. We'll be ready to go on the ice for some cold cash.
Yeah, myself as well. For those of you who have been following me over the years, no, I don't do anything during the regular season with the NHL. Sometimes you have to do time management and working on your own, like I do. I go to the sports that I know is going to get the most action and the most want from my subscribers, clients, etc. But during the NHL playoffs, again, we're reducing the schedule, and I've done awfully well over the years in the NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs as well, folks. Last 2 years, I've been number one at a couple of the sites on each occasion, and on a nice run right now in the NBA. 7-1 with my last 8, 18-10 with my last 28. Also, since March Madness began on March 19th, my college basketball NBA combined 33-15 basketball plays, 69%. So a lot to look forward to this week in terms of NBA and NHL playoffs coming up over at picksandparlays.net. And again, baseball as well is with us on a daily basis. Also, folks, don't forget our special we have right now running for the NBA playoffs, $279 for any handicapper or sports betting expert, I like to put it, of your choice, right through the NBA playoffs. So you want to make a big score over the next couple months in the NBA playoffs, get your guy, spend $279, save a ton of money rather than dabbling in once in a while and spending a lot more money than $279. So there you have it, folks. NBA playoff package for $279. We got to, before we get to our baseball picks, Sean, we were talking off air about the Eastern Conference and Western Conference NBA playoffs. And, it's like, how much do we really talk about the Eastern Conference in the NBA playoffs with Boston being such a clear-cut favorite? And I just don't know if you can make a case for anybody else in the East, Sean.
What? I mean, just look at the standings there. I mean, I guess we could. I mean, if I'm gonna maybe go out on a limb here, and we talked about like, hey, who are we gonna pick here in the East? And it's the Celtics. If the Celtics don't win, it's going to be a total shocker and some total cluster of wow, who had that ticket? I mean, I sort of like the Magic a little bit, but they're a scrappy bunch. That's not a team. Like the Heat is a defensive kind of team, but the Magic don't have players like that. I'd have to say it's going to be the Sixers that could probably get mine because that was a team that was thought to be right up there with the Bucks. And now you got Giannis injured for the Bucks. You got to take them out of the picture. If you get the Embiid that was MVP of B to start the season and most of the season, and then what he's been for like the last few games, he's come back. Like, was this guy even hurt?
Yeah.
Like we're just talking about Ingram.
New Orleans. Yeah.
Memphis. Yeah. He's out for a month. He comes in. He's perfect from the floor. You're like, what was wrong with this guy? No rust, no nothing. He comes in high. So if you really want to take a shot, for me, it would be the Sixers. Although I'm not, the Celtics had, when they play everybody, they have beaten everybody. They have been to conference finals before. And as much as Embiid's a monster, he's fallen short. The team has fallen short when push comes to shove with the trip to the championship on the line. But I'd lean there. But again, that would be my slight lean for the East. But the West, though, I got to tell you, I love the Mavericks here. Love's a strong word, but if you came in and we're just giving out the Celtics and the top seeds, and at least over here you have the Thunder, Denver, Minnesota, they're all right there all season, maybe a 135. I mean, that's not worth a 135 shot there. You could make that tenfold if those teams are running through the playoffs. I like the Mavericks because I got Luka, who's awesome, and I got Kyrie. As much as Kyrie's a flat earthing maniac, dude,
it should be right up your alley.
I know, yeah, right. I love guys, Globers. He's like, you Globers, watch this. Here's the basketball. But like, I think people forget how great this guy is. I mean, do they not forget okay, LeBron and them, they won a title. He had an awesome series versus the Warriors. He's a guy who could Luka-esque put up a 50 spot. I mean, both those guys together, dude, watch out, man. That's a team. And again, you have KD, Beal, and Booker. All right. KD's a finals MVP. The Clippers, I'm worried about an injury. I'm worried if somebody's going to go down in that game, right? Someone's not making it out of that series all the way to the finals. The Lakers, well, I mean, them and the Warriors, I get it. But for me, I'm going to go Luka and Kyrie because they got two guys who could take on any two guys in any super team that you got. Because there are two guys that can go 50 apiece, 70 and 30. I mean, I look at them as I got 90 points in pocket, especially in a playoff game where one guy's going to say, I'm taking over. So I got two guys who could take over a game. I'm getting 7.5, but 7 plus 750, maybe an 8-1, maybe a 7-1, somewhere along those lines. I know the lines have moved a little bit, but I'm a Maverick backer.
There you go. Sean likes the Dallas Mavericks at money line odds of plus 750 to get out of the West and make it to the NBA Finals. No, folks, that is not a pick to go all the way, but that's a pick to win the Western Conference. Okay, my opinion in the East. Again, I think along the same lines as Sean. It would be a far stretch to go against the Celtics right now. And if there was an outside shot, I agree with Sean. Philadelphia would be the team that I would give the nod to next. Although you look, here's the thing with Philadelphia. They're a number 7 seed. They got to play in the play-in tournament. You're going to have to beat them twice for them not to make the playoffs. And I don't see that happening. As far as Embiid goes and then Brandon Ingram, and I'm glad you brought that up, Sean, because were these guys really hurt? The difference is in the modern day NBA right now is you got a team like Philadelphia. And I'm not privy to knowing what the brain trust thinks in this regard, but my educated guess would be, Sean, is with Joel Embiid, he probably could have came back a couple weeks ago. But they're looking at and saying, okay, even if we fall into the play-in tournament and we don't fall below a number 8 seed, is anybody capable of beating us twice with Embiid in the lineup for us not to make the playoffs? And I think that comes into play when you see a guy like Embiid come back, and like you alluded to, this guy's averaging over 30 a game since he's come back, I believe. Yep. And it's like, was this guy ever hurt? No, they brought him back when he was 100% healthy, and they were sure that he was. Same thing with Brandon Ingram. He could have probably came back. And even when they played him on Sunday, they played him in limited minutes just to get the rust off kind of thing. And he went 6 for 9 from the floor. But all indications are, barring an unforeseen setback, he's going to be full go tonight in the play-in game. So, in terms of my pick in the West, I agree again, and we very seldom agree on a lot of things, me and Sean. And it's out of no disrespect; it's just our way of thinking. And this is one of those rare instances where we agree on a lot of points. And I do like Dallas here as the best value in terms of if you're going to make a futures bet. Look, I'm not and Sean, I think I could echo Sean's sentiments when I say this, and he could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't make future bets at plus 200, even money, even plus 300. You have to win a ton of games just to get a very small payoff in the grand scheme of things. Now, plus 200 or 300 in a one game situation, that's a great payoff. But when you're talking about winning 4 series, winning 16 games, I think you could find better value on the board and get a better bang for your buck. And in the West, Dallas is my play, along with Sean at plus 750. I'm not like Sean. I disagree with him on this in terms of the Lakers having the Lakers to me. And again, I'm not sure if it's a disagreement more than we did a show before and he likes the Lakers tonight. I'm not so sure the Lakers are locked to even get out of the play-in tournament. I really am. I am not, but we'll see. In terms of the other teams in the West, Phoenix, to me, look, they've had all season long to prove to me that they're capable of making a deep run. They have star power. There's no two ways about it. But they gave up a lot in their supporting cast that they had over the years to get the 3 players that they keep or get the 3 players they have right now in Durant and Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. Their supporting cast leaves a lot to be desired. The Clippers, to me, I guess I don't like the Clippers, Sean, just because they leave a bad taste in my mouth because every year they're considered a legitimate favorite and every year they find a way to lose. And like you say, and I agree with you 100%, every year you can almost count on a key player from the Clippers going down in the postseason.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with the Dallas Mavericks here. Plus 1 or plus 750, just like
Clipper basketball is like the Houston Cougars in college hoops. They're a top 5 team, and they're Final 8, Sweet 16, Final 4 type team, and then somebody gets hurt and they're knocked out extra, early, or it's just a heartbreaking season. That's the Clippers with the guys they got.
Having said all that, I think Denver's still going to be the team to beat. I mean, again, they're the defending champions. Again, if you really look at the splits on Denver, the first half of the year, it was like a championship hangover. In the second half of the year, it was world championship caliber. But there's no two ways about it, Sean. The West is a lot more wide open than the East.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver is a favorite, but are they really the clear-cut favorite to the magnitude of which Boston is in the East? No. So, all right, let's get to our baseball, Sean. The Yankees and the Blue Jays is your game, 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time start. It'll be Carlos Rodon for the New York Yankees, who's pitched well out of the gate. And it'll be Yusei Kikuchi for the Toronto Blue Jays. And right now, the Yankees, a minus 115 money line road favorite, total 8.5. The Yankees lose last night 3-1, first time all year. They've lost 2 games in a row. And last night, I know you had the Yankees last night. We discussed this off air as well. The kid, Gil, he's got electric stuff. Great fastball, nice changeup, but his control is all over the map. I mean, Toronto had 4 hits yesterday, but Gil walked 7 guys in 6 innings, and they lose the game 3-1. But anyway, do the Yankees come back today?
And he had 7 Ks. Yeah, So I do like the Yanks. I was gonna go under here. I'm gonna go Yankees. I'm switching up for poor Lenny on the back because me and Lenny did a show yesterday on this game as well, and I was like, you know what, I had the under there, and it's come down because yesterday it was a 9. It's 8.5, and I still like the under a lot. I still like the under. I got to give a little different angle out here though. But the Yanks and the Jays are both under teams. I got 2 good pitchers again on the hill. Where the run's coming from. And the Yanks, Rodon is not a 7-walk guy. Now, last year was a little different. He wasn't really pitching all that well. He started this year 4 innings. Nice little outing. No problems. I mean, you're going to give up 4 hits a game. I think you're going to keep the team in it. And also, Kikuchi's just the guy. Numbers versus the Yanks, nothing super, not horrendous. I just think it's a spot where, again, Toronto's not scoring runs at all. And the
No.
Yanks are a team too. The Yanks are a team too that's has trouble. They're an all or nothing kind of team. Although
Yep.
Volpe and Cabrera kind of giving some guys in there to, base to base, station to station kind of movement there. I'm going to Yanks in a bounce back spot here. It's a short number. And I'm a Yankee kind of guy, but I'm not a homer yet. I'm fair with my Yankee assessments. I got an under ticket here for the season. I thought the pitching would be a problem. It's been a pleasant surprise for sure. I'm going to Yankees just because I think the lineup is better, even though Judge is hitting 150 and Stanton is way past whatever he was really good. Give me the Yankees here minus 115 to end their little losing streak.
Yep. Sean says the Yankees ain't losing 3 in a row. And he likes the Yankees minus 115 on the money line at Toronto. Yeah, I mean, what bothers me, and I mentioned this on another show yesterday, is the Yankees infield play defensively. Rizzo's made 4 errors already this season. He made 4 all of last year. Gleyber Torres, to me, he cost them the game at Cleveland on Sunday with an error in the 10th inning. Cabrera has been a nice surprise out of the gate offensively, but he's still a little shaky in the field. Volpe's been solid. Okay. Their outfield has been solid so far. But they need to clean up that defensive play. And the Blue Jays, let me tell you about the Blue Jays. Sean mentioned they're struggling to score runs. You look up and down that lineup. There's nobody that's even approaching what their projected numbers will be this year or what their career numbers are. At some point, this team is going to explode offensively and put together a streak. If you're counting on that happening tonight after what we've seen so far, I would wait for that to develop because when you do stuff on the if come, it's like trying to bet on the river card that will get you an inside straight. Is it probable? Most likely not. Is it possible? Yeah. It's
you mentioned that offense, Ross. It's like, hope in one hand, poop in the other for them to explode. You get 7 walks and you can't generate any runs. I mean, It was a 3-1. I mean, 7. Most teams get 7 walks. You're going to push across 5 runs in 5 innings, getting 7 walks in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and there's no excuse, Sean. You look at that lineup and some of the players they have in that lineup. I mean, I look at the Yankees, and there's a couple holes in that lineup
for sure.
right now. You look at their catching position right now,
Terrible.
For example. I like Wells in Trevino.
Young guy.
Yeah, but
let him play. Let the young guy play. If you're going to take your lumps, as a Yankee fan or any team of any whatever, whether you're any sport, you're going to bring up a young guy to play. Play him. Yeah. Don't just say he's on a slump. We got to send him down. Let him play. A fan would say he's a prospect. He's a top 10 guy in our system. Let him play. We'll take the lumps with him. You got to take the lumps with the guys.
Yeah, I'm going to probably catch some criticism, but I would say throw the statistics currently aside right now. I think Toronto actually is a more balanced offensive lineup than the Yankees
for 100%.
Now, if Judge all of a sudden starts to become the Aaron Judge that we know, and Stanton stops missing pitches by 6 feet on swings and misses, then and gets back to his MVP type style of a few years ago, it's another story. But in terms of recent productivity, all around, just not power numbers, average RBIs, stolen bases, the Blue Jays, I don't think they have nowhere near the pitching that the Yankees have right now. And even that I don't know, because the Yankees, to me, I agree with Sean, going into the season, that was a big question mark for me. But, right now you could say the Yankees pitching is much better than Toronto's. Anyway, Sean likes the New York Yankees minus 115 here. Let me get to my game, and that is the Padres and the Brewers. And, yesterday I gave out this game as a free pick, and I had the over in that game. And right now, the Padres and the Brewers, Padres minus 125 money line, road favorite. 8.5 is the total. The total was 8.5 yesterday. The game, Padres won 7-3. Game went over the total. I had a free winner there. Now, here's the thing. the Padres or the Brewers now have gone over the total in 8 straight games, and the Padres have gone over in 4 of their last 5. Yet this total still remains at 8.5. And then I look inside the numbers. Let's start with the starting pitching. The Padres' Dylan Cease has made 3 starts this year, and it's been terrific with a 2.16 ERA, an 0.84 WHIP. The Padres bullpen over the last 7 games has pitched extremely well, a 2.40 ERA and an 0.93 WHIP. And then Cease made 1 start last year against Milwaukee. This will be his first this year against the Brewers. But in that 1 start last year, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks. Real strong outing. Wade Miley, the veteran left-hander, goes for the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, he only made 1 start so far this year. It was a 4-inning effort, and he only gave up 1 earned run, 1 hit, 2 walks. So solid outing, not a lot of innings for whatever reason. And I don't know if that has to do with pitch count. I don't know what his physical status is. I don't know. It's because it was his first start and they held him out. But in any event, it was a solid outing. That's encouraging. He made 1 start against San Diego last year. This will be his first this year. Last year, when he started against the Padres, 7 innings of scoreless baseball, allowing 4 hits, striking out 8 and walking none. And the Milwaukee bullpen, who started the year really shaky, has started to steady a bit. And over their last 7 games, Milwaukee relievers have a combined 2.63 ERA and 1.21 WHIP. So I'm going to go under here. I'm going to say that the Brewers' streak of going over the total is going to end tonight, and I am going to go with the Padres and the Brewers under the total of 8.5, Sean.
Well, if you're a Padre fan, you got to be happy with what you've gotten out of C so far, right? Because he last year wasn't like he had that good year a couple years ago, and you're like, wow, he's Cy Young. And then last year he was like almost a 5 ERA. You're like, oh boy, what happened here? And the thought was he's going to come here and face better offenses. And so far, so good. I'd be happy if a Padre fan. I actually lost with the Brew Crew yesterday. I'm like, you know what? I'll fade the Padres coming out of a big series versus Dodgers. Didn't pay off. Probably should have been on the over there with you, thinking if the Brewers are going to win, it would have been a 7-3 Brewer win instead of a 7-3 loss. But yeah, tough to go against pitching with the good numbers. I think Miley was making his first start. So anytime a guy's coming off a first start and they have him pushed back, whether it's for injury or whatever the reason, a guy who's supposed to be a starter and he's not getting his first start till the second round of the second week of the season, I always kind of like stay away or not want to bet on a guy. But 4 innings is what he is. You want to go under here? I'm all for it because I think the Padres offense, as much as they got some big names, they have not delivered the last 2 years. So, I mean, that offense is not as good as they've been hitting her over, sure, but I'm going to go with the under here with you. I like it. Yeah, Brewers, they did lose their reliever, right? Williams is out. So maybe that it took a while. Everybody got pushed around a little bit out of the normal role. So now that they're settling in, you got to kind of like how the back half of the bullpen's going there. So 8.5, let's go. And another part of that, coming off the road, right? They were in LA, big win. Maybe momentum carries over. Maybe here's a little flat spot for the Padres, bats and pitching as well. So, yeah, let's go under 8.5. I like it.
I mean, Sean, did anybody expect the Brewers, to get off to the start they're getting? And more specifically, at this point of the season, to be averaging over 8 runs a game?
That's the thing. This Brewer offense for the last couple of years, great pitching staff. Staffs always keep you in the game, but there was just no offense. Like I was always like, can you get some kind of bat in this offense, please, to help these pitchers?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult for anybody to go over this long stretch of games throughout the course of the season. And we're 14, 15 games in, whatever the case may be, and average over 8 runs a game during that time.
Crazy.
Especially a team that hasn't shown the ability to put up consistent offensive numbers like the Brewers have. They win a lot. They were winning a lot over the last couple seasons with pitching. Good starting pitching and great bullpen. But again, it's almost like at some point, even if they end up averaging over 5 runs per game at the end of the season, at some point they're going to have to come back down to earth. They're not going to be able to keep up this type of offensive pace. So I'm banking on that being part of the reason why I like the under tonight. Okay, so I like Padres Brewers under 8.5. Sean likes the New York Yankees as a money line favorite on the road, -115 over the Toronto Blue Jays. Don't forget, folks, if you have not subscribed to Picks and Parlays YouTube channel, take a second to do so. Just hit that subscribe button and then go into your YouTube settings. Click on that alert notification bell for Picks and Parlays, and you will be notified upon any of the videos or content going up on the channel. And also, give us a like, folks. Just a small token of your appreciation for the time, work, and effort we put in to bringing you. This is a podcast, and I know a lot of you out there who have followed Picks and Parlays over the years are used to these short 3, 4, 5 minute free pick videos, and that's okay. But this is more of a show, and I know it's an adjustment period, but we try to inform you the best possible. We want to make you a smarter sports bettor today than you were yesterday. So give us a like. It'll go a long way in us continuing this show on this network. Until the next time, for Sean Higgs and Ross Benjamin, take care and God bless, folks.